everybody. This is Moses from ZAATARGARDENS, Gardens, and this is episode 94 of Gardening Without Edits. I'm going to show you right now how I transplant trees that have already been planted. I have to do it to a few of them this year, unfortunately, because they're not growing the way they are supposed to, I guess I should say, like how the book says or how the packaging said. Like, let's say the ultra dwarf weeping Santa Rosa plum. That's not an ultra dwarf. It's got up to about 17 feet tall, 16 feet tall. So in its location, it's a bad idea, but that's another video in the future. Right now, let's talk about this jujube. I planted the jujube here, and it wasn't a real big problem. I have a lot of Canada geese that fly around overhead. I love that though. There's Lulu. The jujube is right over here now. This is a Li variety, Li. I have a lot of videos on this, and maybe I'll link up some in this video right now. But the only place I really wanted a jujube, and the only place I could put it was right over here, which is pretty close to my 4-in-1 fruit tree. Now this is the plum that you're seeing grow this direction. So sometimes the plum and the jujube touch, and I don't like that. I don't like trees touching. That means you get cross-contamination, or insects can just walk over easily. Hey, look, shadow puppets. I just realized I'm talking to you with my hands. Now you can see how I talk. See, this is how I talk behind the camera. I'm doing this the whole time. So anyways, I dig up the tree. I usually dig up about 2 feet, 1.5 to 2 feet around the base of the trunk away. So if the trunk was here, I dig out around here in a circular fashion, and then going in an angle downwards. Hopefully I don't cut into the taproot, but typically a lot of these, especially if you have bare root fruit trees, they cut the taproot long ago, and it doesn't really regrow. It just grows more roots from that location. So the real true taproots are from seeded varieties. So if you plant a seed, let's say a walnut or whatever kind of seed, an apricot, the taproot will be a huge taproot because it never was cut. So regardless, dug it out. It had a lot of shallow branches, to be honest. So look at how shallow that roots. Look how shallow that root is. So I couldn't take this, so I just broke it off here. But because you broke it off, I broke it off, it damaged the roots, so I had to cut it back. You can see right here, nice clean cut. Now what I typically do, let me zoom in. What I typically do is I wait. I don't plant it right away. I keep it in the shade, like you see. Let me zoom out. You can see the shade is right over here. I keep it in the shade, and I allow these broken pieces and cuts on the root system to dry up a bit, so they get harden off. So they're like kind of like a protective layer. Instead of just dropping it back in the soil, adding water, and maybe bacteria or something like that can get into these roots and promote disease. So I wait, I don't know, a few hours and let it dry off, and then I'll plant it. Pack it in, water it in, and really cross my fingers. But it had to be done, and I have to do a few more this year too. All right, everybody. Happy gardening. Say bye, Lulu. Always watching.